The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Monday, the 24th day of May, 2021, formerly known as Bermuda Day. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, and Lindo's. I'm Jamal Hartman, along with Jackie Lambert. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. If you're watching online, share the link. If you're on Facebook, start that watch party. If you're on Twitter, retweet it. If you're watching on Channel 82 or listening on the Full 100 radio station, call someone up. Let them know we're on. Just get the conversation out there to your network. And don't forget to like and engage with us. A good one to begin the week, as we have Deshun Simmons from the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation and Kion of Yard Barbers Landscaping stopping by to discuss the Summer Student Entrepreneurship Program. So a good conversation. The Daily Play is a Who Said It. So Jack is going to be guessing the author of a famous quote. And I know she's not going to disappoint today, folks. She's got this one. She's got trust me. No, you've got it.
So much faith.
Oh, no. I look, my job.
Oh, so you just knew.
Jackie, you're not gonna let us know. You're not gonna let us know. But look, we have a lot to get through to today, and we also have our new news correspondent who will be bringing you the news. So all you folks who are unhappy with my weather reports and had all these complaints to management and all that stuff over the last week or two. All right, it's cool. We got you taken care of. We're bringing in someone who's an expert at this. You don't have to worry about me doing none of that anymore. But we have a lot to get to. Quite the weekend, Jackie. Quite the weekend. We have check it. So in Europe, right, outside of European leagues, the football season ended, right? So like the Spanish league, the French league, the English league, all of that ended, right? But apparently, Bermuda's premier, right? He's a West Ham fan, by the way. That's an English team. The Bermuda's premier decided that he was going to score an own goal. Yeah, he decided he was going to score an own goal, Jackie. He went out to Gorgeous, right, to celebrate, and somebody got him on video doing, and this is what he sounded like. Done something like that, right? And they turned it into like a cartoon and stuff, right? So I'm like, huh? What's Premier David Gilbert doing now? So I look at it, right? I see it. People share me. There's a big topic of conversation, right? And here's the thing. Overall, I think people are overreacting. And I'm going to explain why I think people are overreacting. I don't think he did anything that shouldn't have been done. Here's the issue with what happened. The issue, Brother Premier Bert, comes across as if you're making rules as you go to apply for what you want to do. That's the optics. I'm not saying that's the case, Brother Premier Bert. It comes across like if you needed to do something at a local football club that you would have gotten an amendment in a policy so that you can do it. The optics don't look good, Brother Premier Bert. They don't look good. And so people were well within their rights to be angry and call out what they deem hypocrisy. It seems unfair. I don't know, Jackie. You're looking like you take Premier Brett's side. I don't know. What was I telling you?
I didn't say that at all. Actually, I didn't say anything. No, I'm in agreement with you because a lot of people feel like the goalpost keeps moving. They get the vaccine, they get tested, the quarantine are doing everything that they're supposed to do, and then they get another thing that they have to do. So it's a part of it's what he did is a part of the safe key.
Yes. So, yeah, you
Sorry.
you got it, because Premier Brett, obviously, after you score an own goal, you want to apologize to your teammates and your spectators, your crowd, your audience, your followers, your fans, right? So he on Twitter, he says, "Good morning. All gatherings of more than 10 must be approved in law. The opening of this hotel did receive an exemption, and invited guests were issued COVID safe keys," right? And he puts the link for the official Gazette. He goes on to say on Twitter, Brother Premier David Brett says, "As SafeKey continues to be rolled out and more events venues are added as trusted establishments, gatherings like this will be more the rule rather than the exception. Hope that helps." Brother Premier, because I want to move on to talk about something else, right? But Brother Premier, hear us out. You have to understand your audience. And what we mean by that is you have to read the room, brother. You have to read the room. I'm not saying you're wrong, Brother Premier. That's not what I'm saying. What I will say is how you continue to do things, how you continue to go about things is not helping.
Not when people are still not able to open their businesses. It feels like it's the slap in the face to people that are following the rules. For example, last Sunday I was sitting at Woody's and everybody was following protocol, and then the police rolled in and nobody's doing anything, but now you're made to feel like a criminal. So what happens? Everybody leaves, and now, of course, an establishment that is doing everything according to the guidelines is now losing money. And then you see that they're having this big event down St. George's. And of course, it's supposed to happen. You want to be excited about a new hotel coming. And at first, everybody is excited. And then you see this event and everybody's standing. We're not allowed to stand. Nobody has a mask, another slap in the face. So the first thing you think is like, whoa. And then, of course, the information to get educated comes after. Oh, well, this was a safe key event. Everybody got tested prior. Everybody is vaccinated. So they are following protocol and going by guidelines. But at the same time, there are other establishments that can't get in that same arena yet.
Indeed.
So, of course, people feel restricted. And, of course, they're going to feel some type of way. And now you're going to have people that want to rebel. But we need to make sure that everybody sticks to the plan to get us back to some normal function. Indeed.
And I want to get from the audience, how do you feel about Brother Premier and his actions this weekend? Sam Cat Play says arrogance at its finest. Renee Sherilyn Simmons says pure arrogance, especially that laugh that was captured. I did try to do it myself. Elizabeth Jack.
The Premier used the event as an example of how the Safe Key initiative can work. More people need to take note of the program and have their own events. And it's, as far as I was made aware, this isn't the first event. This is like the second or third, and the first one was successful. So,
yeah, but I want people to take what Elizabeth's saying and use it though, like in a positive way, because what she's saying is, again, the optics look bad though. I'll continue to say it does look bad because it does come across like exceptions are being made for me because I need to be here. That's just how it looks. But that said, this actually, you should be looking at this as an opportunity. Okay, well, the Premier started something. Now let me go apply for do the Safe Key initiative and show that my business is responsible and can do the same. So
right.
I appreciate that, Elizabeth. Sam Cat Place says, regardless of the Safe Key, you should be wearing a mask. Vax can spread, unvax can't, even if they don't have it correct. Shaking my head. I'm not a scientist, but yes, it's been said that vax people can still spread it. Again, what science is saying that people who are vaxxed won't have the same symptoms or extreme symptoms, then I guess what I'll say, I don't want to wear a mask anymore. Actually, I don't have to. I kind of live in a lawless state. I don't have to. I just still do out of respect for others. But at the end of the day, I think we should be way past the mask wearing. I do. Kristen Lynn L says keywords, the information to educate others comes after. David Michael Wilson says rules for thee, not for me. And Teresa says also it took place at St. Regis, no less. Crystal Lynn L says the closed-minded community in Bermuda tends to look for before reading. Like you said, he should read the room and know his audience is visual. Absolutely. I just think the only thing I think the premier done wrong in this situation was not communicate. Well, this has just been since he's there, and I've said this time and time again. Civil servants get paid a lot of money. The ones that help him, like the permanent secretary and the secretary, whatever their titles are up top. I think if that's who the premier is looking to assist him, I think he needs to expect more and get more. Communicating effectively to people will help you as much as the legislation and policies that you're implementing. But that said, I want to address something else with the St. Regis, because I think I should add some clarity to this. Yesterday, I kind of done a Facebook post on the St. Regis. And that Facebook post, I basically wrote, to understand why having a brand new St. Regis hotel in Bermuda makes sense, one has to understand economics and how an economy works. Right now, Bermuda and Bermudians should be celebrating the opening of a new luxury hotel on a beach. For so long, many Bermudians bragged about how Bermuda was the richest country in the world, blah, blah, blah. Well, folks, to enjoy the income levels that you do, you must also welcome this kind of investment that encourages even more inward investment. As stated on the Daily Hour, this show, someone who is willing to spend upward of $1,500 per night on a room will likely have money to spend on excursions around the island, cab rides, restaurants, etc. This means jobs and entrepreneurship opportunities for locals. We have to change our mindset and consider, while we may not be able to afford certain things, we can still benefit. There are positives. Let's really consider how Bermuda and Bermudians can make the most of these opportunities, which, to be honest, took a long time to come. We all have a part to play. Let's go to work. I want to add some clarity to that, because I know people are going to talk about this, as some people responded, the disparity and so on. Here's the issue. I'm not afraid to sit here and say I disagree with the America's Cup legislation and maybe even this hotel. I don't think that billionaires and millionaires should be getting concessions. I'm real about that. I don't agree. However, when something's here, we have to adopt the Marcus Garvey mentality, right? And what I mean by that, folks, right, is instead of, and I can't say the B word on this show, but instead of moaning, right? Instead of complaining, instead of finding every problem there is on the surface, right? Let's look at it and say, you know what? Let's go read Dr. Claude Anderson's book. Let's go read up on Garvey. Let's look at some Black entrepreneurs. Let's look at our ancestors, how they built their wealth. There's opportunities here for us. How can we develop a luxury car business? Do we need legislation change? Do we need policies enacted? Okay, as Dr. Claude Anderson says, you go to your politicians the same way that they got America's Cup legislation. You, if you feel slighted of a Black lower class, you now say, okay, well, you want my votes. You know, you depend on my votes to get in. Well, this is what we need to happen so that we can move forward. We have to negotiate our votes. We have to negotiate our existence. And the only way we can make sure that we're getting value in these spaces is if we understand the opportunities that exist within these spaces for each and every one of us. You might have a new business idea. I'm going to use Jackie as an example. And I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Jackie. But Jackie and her family run a tennis business, right? Correct, Jackie?
Correct.
Okay. Has your family benefited from tourists over the years with tennis?
Absolutely.
Okay. No.
We maintain them. They come back regularly, sometimes triple. They tell their friends. Oh, absolutely.
And this is my point. Everyone, we can all find, like, don't come at me talking about, oh, well, what about the disparity? Oh, I get the disparity. I am by no means, I don't even consider myself middle class in terms of income. I get the disparity. But what I'm not going to do is sit back, complain. What I'm going to do is find a way, the same way when I had a problem with conscription and the law that existed in Bermuda. Oh, we spoke about it. We complained about it. We said something about it, but we done something about it.
Exactly. That solution.
And that's all I'm trying to say, folks. That's all I'm trying to say is look at this. It's here now. Let's look at it and see what opportunities exist with it. We have a young man coming on the show today, Kion Knights. He has a Yard Barbers Landscaping business. Who's to say? He can't say, you know what, St. Regis, I'm a local small business. I offer landscaping. That could be an opportunity for him. I'm not saying it will be, but that's how we have to start looking. And to me, it's not even necessarily trickle down, because I don't even really like that term. But I'm going to use the term that the PLP used that they haven't used since leading up to the 2017 election. It's ripple economics, not trickle down economics. Because when you have those kind of guests, the cab, you may get $10, the cab ride may be $10, but you may get a $50 tip.
Mm-hmm. You gotta work with that tip.
That's the kind of people you're working with. Again, we have a big announcement later on in this show. We are welcoming in, we announced on Friday 2 new colleagues, and we'll be announcing 2 more colleagues as well. But we're going to bring in Leanna. Leanna, we announced to you on Friday. She is our new news correspondent, but I'm going to bring her into the conversation before we go to news, just to welcome and have a conversation. Hey, Lee, what's up?
Good morning. Good morning. I am so excited to be here this morning, like overjoyed. Okay.
Can I say something? This feels like the Lambert and Lambert show, and I'm just like,
you are so outnumbered right now. So
Yeah. But as long as you're not a Somerset fan, I think we're good. As long as you're not a Somerset.
I am definitely a St. George's fan. I have so many people in my family that take issue with that, and I'm not sure why, but that's just what I enjoy.
Lee, honestly, it's okay to disown family at least 2 days of the year. At least 2 days.
We will never disown
well, look, honestly, it's a pleasure to have you, Lee. Obviously, we are just having a heated conversation, and Jackie was saying all this stuff about the premier, and I'm just like, wow, Jackie, you said that? But we don't want to put any pressure on you, but it's hot conversations in Bermuda's new hotel, and yeah, interesting times over the weekend.
Definitely. And honestly, I'm excited that you talked about it first, because it will be one of my first stories this morning. Like you said, a hot topic,
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's get over to Liana for the news. After that news break, we will we're making the announcement of our new co-host that will be starting with us, and then we'll go to commercial break and bring in our guest for the day. Over to you, Lee.
So thanks, Jamal, for the introduction. Obviously, no pressure, it being my first time. So I'm glad that I'm here, and I hope everyone is having a great start to the Monday morning. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for the Daily Hour News Break. Now, here's what's going on in today's top stories. Obviously, the St. Regis Hotel, as you most know, officially opened its doors to its first guest on Saturday with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Now, the event was granted a large group exemption, allowing owner representatives, staff, government officials, and attendees to enjoy a first-hand look at the luxuries the newest addition to the East End had to offer. Now, while this historic moment was celebrated by most as a major step forward in the start of the tourism revival, unfortunately, it wasn't among all, as a viral video quickly circulated social media and chat groups, sparking controversy island-wide. Now, the 20-second video showed a brief scope of the island's beachfront property, then panned to attendees, capturing many standing together, not practicing social distancing, and wearing no masks. The shot caused many to question the island's current protocols and if they were taken into account. Now, Premier David Burt sought to dispel rumors, quickly tweeting that the opening of the hotel did receive an exemption and invited guests were issued COVID safe keys, which, as we know, is an initiative that continues to be rolled out by government, giving people who had been vaccinated or recently received a clear COVID-19 test a printable form with a QR code that would then allow them to dine indoors and in restaurants and take part in large events once they've been launched. However, some took to social media to express their views on the matter, with a few taking serious issue, claiming double standards regarding the Premier's latest cameo. Now, we know this will be a hot topic over the next few days, especially in anticipation of tomorrow's press conference, but we'll continue to discuss on our show. In other news, the island reached an all-time high in mobile vaccinations over the weekend. According to a Ministry of Health spokesperson, more than 400 people received a COVID-19 vaccine jab at the Transport Control Department, also known as TCD, walk-in clinic, which was the largest number of people to participate in the program in one day. Now, a total of 401 doses were administered between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the close-to-home mobile COVID-19 vaccination site. Premier David Burt, along with other government officials, stopped by to thank attendees for getting the vaccine and the Premier stated that he was overwhelmed by the response from the Bermuda community. Now, the next close-to-home COVID-19 vaccination location will be at the Open Door Christian Assembly in St. David's on May 25th, tomorrow, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And speaking of vaccines, the Ministry of Health is reminding everyone that Bermuda's current supplies of the Pfizer, BioNTech, and AstraZeneca vaccines will expire on June 30th, and noted that for those who wish to get the Pfizer vaccine, there are no guarantees of Bermuda getting more doses in the immediate future. Meanwhile, if you live in the West End, I'm sure you have seen a sight that has been absent for the better part of a year now. Yes, we're talking about the Viking Orion, the very first cruise ship to sail and anchor in Bermuda since the COVID-19 pandemic brought all sailing to a screeching halt. Now, photos of the enormous vessel quickly circulated, alerting the island that there is, yes, light at the end of the tunnel. Although weather conditions seem to be concerned, the ship managed to safely make home port, with the Viking Orion arriving off St. David's on Friday and then moved to Grassy Bay. The ship will remain offshore until Wednesday so crew members can complete a 14-day quarantine. The ship will then make its way to Hamilton to prepare for its first Bermuda 8-day escape cruise. Government officials have hailed the voyage as a landmark moment and said it is an exciting time which brings promise of much needed economic and tourism activity. And for today's weather, we have a high near 77 and low near 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, high pressure is reaching over us. However, a cold front will press in from the north tonight, bringing wet and breezy conditions as it stalls nearby through midweek. The temperatures will remain slightly below normal through midweek, then rebound thereafter. That's your Daily Hour news break. I'm Liana Lambert. Let's head back over to Jamal and Jackie in the studio for today's Daily Focus.
All right. Thanks so much, Lee. I mean, look, Jackie, I'm sure people are going to do it. Thank you for actual weather. I mean, I went outside today and I mean, it felt okay, but thank you for that.
You're so welcome. I did tune in last week and I heard a comment from Philip Trott who said that, I hope we're getting a better weather report. So Phil, I hope I, exceeded your expectations this morning. I didn't just go outside and let's see what's going on today. Kind of like Jamal did. So.
Folks, this is why you bring in people who do what they do, and we appreciate you, Lee. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.
All right.
You too.
All right, that's Liana Lambert with your news break. Before we go to break, just want to let people know, here's a big announcement. We're excited to announce and welcome Michaela into the family. Michaela has over 15 years of media communications and marketing experience. She began her career as a journalist in her home of our country, Bermuda, where she covered countless events locally and internationally and interviewed politicians, heads of state, and celebrities. She's certified by the Press Association in the UK as a multimedia journalist and is renowned in Bermuda for her work on camera. So welcome, Michaela. Michaela is going to be your new co-host. And keep in mind, folks, this is Jackie's final week as a mainstay on the Daily Hour, because Good Day Bermuda will be starting next week, Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
Next week, Tuesday, Good Day Bermuda will be starting. So stay tuned for that. But we're happy to welcome Michaela onto the show. Michaela has been a guest in the past. Actually, one of our first guests on the show back in last May, I want to say. So Michaela will now be part of the Daily Hour family. We'll be sharing more on that throughout our social media channels. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with our guest for the day, Deshun Simmons, as well as Kion Knights.
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dandy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
Spring has sprung and it's time for the Friends of Hospice Butterfly Blast annual raffle. The butterflies are emerging bigger and better than before this year, and there's over $40,000 worth of prizes to make things more exciting. 3 Caterpillar raffles containing $1,000 gift certificates leading up to the main draw. There are multiple chances to win, so buy early and increase your odds of winning. So spring into action and get yours today. Check our Facebook page, Friends of Hospice Computer, for details, or call 232-0859. Lindos, why go anyplace else?
All right, welcome back to the big show. Jackie Lambert, myself, Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House One Communications, Linda's, and our friends over at Channel 82, where you can stream this and many other locally produced shows 24/7. Without further ado, let's bring in our guests for the day. We have Deshun Simmons as well as Kion Knights. We're going to be talking about the summer student internship program, entrepreneurship program. Sorry, welcome, gentlemen. How are you? Both on mute.
Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. Welcome to the show. Kion, you're on mute as well. You can, I'll take you off. You can take yourself off mute so you can join the conversation.
There you go. Good morning.
There we go. There we go. Well, welcome to the show, both of you. I loved it. We just spoke about entrepreneurship as it relates to St. Regis. So I love the conversations as it relates to entrepreneurship. And I hope that all the audience who are tuned into this show this morning find the positives in what we're about to discuss. But before we get started, as we get started, I should say, Deshun, just quickly explain to us, what is the Summer Student Entrepreneurship Program and who can participate?
So the Summer Student Entrepreneurship Program is an 8-week program where we take 10 students or 10 teams and kind of impart an entrepreneurial mindset on them. So where they can learn how to earn revenue, create a business plan, SWOT analysis, really how to track their money, their expenses, the revenue, and all of that. So the age group is 16 to 25. So pretty much anyone within that age range. And you don't have to do it individually. If you want to team up with your friend, we're doing up to 4 students per team as a business. So
okay. And just tell us, how long is the program? It's like, I'm looking at it as a summer job. Is it like a 6-week, 8-week program?
So it's an 8-week program. So this year it'll run from July 12th to September 3rd. And the first 2 weeks is where we kind of teach them entrepreneurship and kind of impart that mindset on them. So that's where they'll learn marketing, create their business plan, their SWOT analysis. And then this year as well, we're kind of adding some new things to where in the past we've kind of had students that haven't had a logo or really a clear marketing plan. So we kind of want to incorporate that as well, so that so in the first 2 weeks, and then the last 6 weeks is where they go out and promote their service or their business. So we want to make sure that within those 2 weeks, they have everything ready. So as soon as they're ready to start promoting their products and services, they can just hit the ground running.
Indeed. And Kion, just a question for you. You have your own business. What drove you towards entrepreneurship?
To be honest with you, the pandemic. This was not in the pipeline. This wasn't in the plans at all. So I actually only did this because when I was in quarantine at Southampton Princess last year, and I just come back from university, I came back in around April because my school year had just been cut a little bit short. And so I was thinking while I was up there, like, Marcy, no tourism, because I have experience in the tourism industry. There was no real hope for me, I guess, in terms of finding a job for marketing, because I went to school to study marketing. And I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? So I just kind of thought I'll go back to basics and start cutting people's lawns again for money. And so I was like, I'll just start my own landscaping business, and came up with the name. I don't really have no story for the name. It just came to me, and it suited what I guess I'm trying to do really well. So I ran with it. I created a Facebook page. And I got my girlfriend to create me a logo, and here I am a year later. But like, it's been a crazy year, because you least expected to be here a year later, as big as I am now, even though I'm not that big, but I'm gaining some traction. So it's like, I mean, I had no hope for the summer. I was like, what am I gonna do? How am I making money? And then all of a sudden, one thing turned into another, and then it just really carried itself.
But let me jump in, because what you just said is everything that we were talking about before, earlier this morning about the St. Regis. Like, you legit just turn the biggest negative into a positive, and it's a desire. And like I'm here looking at you and listening to you, and I'm like, my goodness, this guy's literally saying what we were trying to get across earlier. Like you found a positive, you used your marketing skills, used your, like, you got your girlfriend to do a logo. Like this is, that's how we're supposed to do it, man. Honestly, thank you.
No problem.
You're inspiring.
Kion, can you just, sorry, go ahead.
You could.
Okay, can you just tell me, and some people that don't know, how old are you exactly?
I'm 23. Oh, sorry, I'm 24. I went 24 last week Sunday, so I'm new to this.
Happy belated.
Happy belated.
Thank you.
I usually sing to everybody, but not today.
No, that's all right. But in the beginning, it kind of felt like fate a little bit too, because when I had just come back out of quarantine, I came home and things had just opened back up because we were just coming out of lockdown, our first one. My dad went to the dump to drop some stuff off, and he came back with a lawnmower and like 2 weed whackers, and I didn't have a weed whacker or lawnmower in the beginning, so I just planned on using my grandpa's lawnmower, put it in the car, and just keep going. So he came back with those. It just really felt like a gift, and I was like, yeah, might as well just run with it now.
Wow.
I'm gonna use Jamal's favorite word, but way to pivot. I love it.
Thank you.
You participated in this entrepreneurship program. How has that helped prepare you for your business?
It really did help me. So my mom actually, I didn't even know about it. My mom sent it to me on WhatsApp, just like as a thing to check out. And so I looked into it, and then I applied and eventually got on. And this was, I think, around July, August last year. And so they really helped me because, I had felt like I was always going to be my own boss or just run my own business. And it's like they kind of helped me realize a lot of things I need to know and stuff like that I didn't know. And because doing business in of itself is difficult, but doing business in Bermuda can be another thing as well. So I guess learning from them and what they had to say and things that they were doing, what was the name, Andrea and Dennis and those guys, like they helped, obviously, a lot of us. I can't speak for everyone, but they said, I'll say they helped me personally, like realize things that I needed to do, get onto, and I should be doing when it comes to doing business in Bermuda.
This is an exceptional story. Go ahead, Jackie. Sorry.
I know. I'm like, keep talking. So, Deshun, Kion is obviously a huge success story from this program. Can you give us any more examples or other people that have success stories as well?
So one of the other students in the program last year, kind of the same story as Kion, where they saw maybe entrepreneurship was in their vision, but not really. So it was this girl, Sabriana Wilkinson, who owns lactation goods business called Nurture Lace. So she came in, just applied and to see what would happen. And she ended up doing really well for herself, and it's still continuing on. And I think we saw that a lot last year, where even just the confidence that the students had at the end of the program, just huge difference from like very quiet and not really knowing what to do to, I think when they start to see that revenue and, okay, someone actually does want my product, someone actually does want my service, I think that kind of gives that confidence boost. Another student also is Maya Ferber-Jacobs, who has been part of Future Leaders program, who was in this program. She actually was the runner-up in our youth pitch competition last year during Global Entrepreneurship Week. So we definitely still seeing some of the students from previous years continuing on, which is definitely what we like to see, because young people are definitely the future of business, not just in Bermuda, but globally. So I think we also try to impart that mindset that you don't just have to think local, like start local and then think about growing if your business allows you to.
Indeed.
So Kion, back to you. Sorry, I'm still. Is it just you, or do you employ other people as well? How big is your organization, your corporation?
For the large part of it, it's just me. For the large part of it, it's just me. You could say I'm kind of working like an idiot because I'm working by myself in these hot days and stuff. But to be honest, it doesn't faze me. But yeah, for the large part, it's just me. I bring on guys like a couple of my friends when I need help, like that extra hand. Lately, I've been trying to get myself to start calling on other people and step out that comfort zone and start looking to, I guess, bringing people as like a test just to see how they handle it and stuff, so that when I do start hiring officially, you know, it won't be as hard. I'm just been a little bit reluctant because everyone's been telling me in the business realm, like staffing is always going to be number one concern. So once I get past, I guess that hurdle, I guess it'll all fall in place. But yeah, for the large part, it's just me. I still don't even have my own vehicle yet. Like I've been using my parents' car for like the whole time. So I still need to get that step. And then once that gets secured, it's really no stopping me from there.
Indeed. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to share. We'll ask as many as possible. We have Rosalind Famous asking of you, Kion, what is the most valuable thing you learned from the program?
I would say maybe not necessarily from the program, but I just kind of got the gist from the program of this. It's like, I would say, always stay true to yourself, especially when you do business. Like, you're going to get a lot of feedback, negative and positive, and people are going to say a lot of things, but at the end of the day, that's just all there for you to take in and process, and then let it come out through your business. So for me, what I kind of learned, I guess, would be learn from other people's mistakes and downfalls. So I had no experience in landscaping when I started, so I was just like, well, what are like the biggest concerns and biggest complaints that people have in regards to landscaping? I Googled it, I see what it was, came out as a list, and I was like, all right, let me just not do any of that. And so I've kind of been a little bit too good, almost, in a sense, like I need to crawl before I walk, before I run. So like I was starting to get a lot of jobs that I almost couldn't handle, but I was still taking on anyways. But that just comes down, I guess, to my drive, you know what I mean? But because I'm the type of guy, if I'll take it and I'll do my best, and if I fail, I'll just keep moving, you know what I mean? Like you can't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. And that's another thing I'll say, is you just gotta just keep going, keep pushing, because it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I picked one of the hardest industries to do, and the fact that I'm still doing it kind of by myself is like, it's killing me, but I know the end result will be worth it at the end.
It's interesting you mentioned you pick one of the hardest industries, because living in hot South Florida, I have so much respect for landscapers, because it's almost like everyone has a family business of landscaping, and it's nothing I considered in Bermuda until I was like, hold up, it's not just like going out and cutting grass. This is an art. It's an art to it. It's an art to it. And so when you hear you say what you're saying, I'm like, no, he went on Google, folks, right? Because it's not about just starting a business, and I think we need to emphasize this. It's about fulfilling a need, right? And you went and said, let me Google to find out what problems I can solve in landscaping, correct?
Yeah, correct. Because lockdown was like a month. So no one was getting the grass cut for like weeks. So I just thought, well, no landscapers have been moving. Let me just use this and exploit this, because not everyone can afford these high-end landscapers, you know what I mean, to come to the grass. Most of the time they are looking for, someone to come cut the grass and everything. So it's just like, let me exploit that and use that as an opportunity for myself to build something. And I launched it all on social media as well, and everyone's on social media. I mean, this is the past year. I learned more people have been on the internet and online than ever before, because they've just always been home and bored, whatever the case may be. So I put out like a bunch of ads on Facebook, and I stayed on Facebook. I didn't bring up Instagram until later, but I put up a bunch of ads, and I haven't put out ads since maybe August. Haven't really needed to, because word of mouth is a powerful tool, a powerful marketing tool. So that really took over, and I've just kind of been going off of that, and things have just kind of been chain reaction. After that, I just started getting different interviews. I had a newspaper article, BDC, just workforce development. It's been crazy how it's kind of just all turned into this.
So I have to ask, because you said you came home from school, and I have a lot of follow-ups because I just think your story is inspirational and incredible. But you said you came home from school. As you stated, this was not something you had experience in, so you probably didn't even think after school, I'm going to have my own business in landscaping. How has your life shifted in your academic plans since you've gone into business with the support of the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation?
It has shifted quite drastically, I would say, because I'm not doing anything right now in terms of what I went to school for, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to say that I'm not using what I learned in school now. So I knew marketing. I'm not a marketeer yet. Like, I'm not a marketing consultant or anything, but ideally, the long-term goal, or at the end of this, would be once I become fully established and I can step out of operating the business and I can start managing the business, I would like to go back into marketing and hone in on my skills there, because I'll just use my business as like my own resume, you know what I mean, to let that speak for itself. That's pretty much it, really.
Oh, no, I have to ask this. And Jackie, I'm going to let you get to your other question. I'm just...
I have a million.
Okay, you've been through this program at the BDC. You've come back to Bermuda, saw an opportunity where there was to fill a need. What advice would you give to other Bermudians who probably have ideas but haven't been able to execute them, or haven't sought the assistance of the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation that's there?
Well, for anyone that's listening, or I guess my advice would be build up yourself a business plan, because I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm only just building my business plan. Like, no, I've been so focused on running the business and doing the actual work that I haven't even done all the logistical, administrative things that I need to be doing. So I'm not perfect myself. And I'll say I move slow on some things as well, and it can be exhausting, like I said. But my advice would be build a business plan, have a clear idea of what you want to do, and do it. Pretty much, like you just gotta do it. Like, the biggest thing, or the biggest reasons why people don't succeed in entrepreneurship is because they don't take that risk or take that leap of faith. You know what I mean? Like, people always worried about what other people gonna say and do and think. I'm not that type of person. You can say, do whatever you want. I do not care. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna affect me. Yes, I still need to pay attention and listen to what people are saying, but you can't let that affect you. And just take that leap of faith in a sense as well. Like, find someone or reach out to people who have money that might be willing to invest. There's a lot of people in Bermuda that would love to help a young Bermudian entrepreneur establish a business. Like, I had this clothing line with my friends out in the UK. I still have plans to revisit that because I still like clothing. Like, I still like making clothes, and that I have a bigger market out there than I do here to do that. So it's like, we'll revisit that back in the future. But right now I'm just focused on this. But people, you just gotta take that leap of faith. Really, just gotta do it.
It's the mindset for me.
I know, like,
mindset. And Deshun, real quickly, a question for you. Does it make it easier for the BDC when you have people like Kion who come in with an entrepreneurial mindset? Like, does it make it that much easier for you guys?
Oh, definitely. Kion actually won an award at the end of SSEP last year. I can't remember. I think it was the Get Up and Go award. He needed as little instruction or guidance. He knew where he wanted to go. He knew what he had to do. I think he really just kind of needed the support, the capital, and maybe just, someone to bounce ideas off of. But I think he's done really well from where he was last year, definitely to now. But even when he started, he was kind of already established. So, and I think when other people in the group see someone that's kind of driven and has their mindset on a certain goal or on a certain direction, I think that kind of helps them to kind of kind of look to someone. So definitely.
All right. One last question from the audience for Kion here. Carmelia Lowe is asking, I need your landscaping services, Kion. How can I find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Yard Barbers Landscaping, or also on Instagram. You can also shoot me a message on either of those platforms as well. Kion Knights on Facebook and Knights97 on Instagram. I don't mind. You can reach out to me however you feel, and find all the information there and everything there on the social media site.
Indeed. Jackie, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. Kion, before I switch back to Deshun, I just have to say that it's refreshing to think of a young Black Bermudian, because there's a stereotype that carries you guys, that follows you guys, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
But to come back, to pivot, to look to see what the environment needs. And when I sit here and I think about landscaping, there's only really 2 or 3 major companies that come to mind. So to give another option, a cheaper option, if it is even cheaper, but one of our come into our yards, because I've tried landscaping, I have properties, and it's not easy. So if I can find somebody else to do it, I'll be calling you. Don't worry, I'm calling you. Don't worry. Deshun, how does one sign up for this program, and is there a criteria to sign up?
There's no real criteria. Unfortunately, we only have 10 spaces. So we do go through an interview process to see who kind of fits. Last year, we had 30 applicants. So unfortunately, there's 20 students that wouldn't have the support of BEDC in that respect. But they can find the application forms on our website, so bedc.bm. The deadline is July 2nd. And as long as you're between the ages of 16 and 25, and you can come in with a business idea, a concept, it doesn't need to be anything concrete. We're here to help them to get to that stage.
All righty. And just go through some comments. A lot of congratulations here. Michelle White says, education and knowledge is transformative. Confidence is very important to building the entrepreneur mindset. Having the support of the BDC is 100. Platinum Realty says, congratulations for your endurance, Kion. He's done great work for our clients. Much success in 2021. So that was another question I had for you, Kion. Interesting you mentioned our clients. Do you do residential and commercial, or just residential? Oops, sorry, you want you? Sorry about that.
Yeah, just residential for now. I will be open to going into the commercial side of things as well. But like I said, everything's a step at a time. I still need to get my first vehicle, and I've been working on that, trying to do what I need to do to get that done. Because that is probably my biggest hurdle right now, is just transportation. So I'm sure people are gonna wanna shout me for business and everything like this. After this, it's just, please bear with me. I will be working my best to get to you as soon as possible, and because we're at that time as well in this season where the grass and everything's growing a lot faster. And with all this rain that we have, with this bipolar weather, we have in Bermuda, rain and sun, when it hits all this foliage, it just shoots up. So 1 week later, I'll cut it. The next week, people call me to come back like it's up again. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there as a quick little disclaimer. But yeah, when it comes to commercial and residential, definitely want to do more than just residential. I would love to get big contracts with companies and stuff like that. The future looks bright, hopefully we can get it done.
All righty. We've got some more. Bobby Singh says, well done, Kion. Miriam Simmons, morning kudos to you, young gentlemen. So people are loving it.
Yeah.
Bridget, this is real cool. Love the business name too. Great job. And I know you said earlier you don't really have a story behind it, but to me, that was the catchiest thing. I was like,
yeah,
pretty cool name. Yard
Everyone
Barber.
said the same.
Yeah, you're doing what a barber does just to a lawn. So
yeah,
that's why I said it's an art. Landscape is an art.
I just put the 2 words together and just created the name. It was no real story, like I said, but yeah, people love the name, and it looks good on the logo too.
It does.
Yeah. We do have a question. Carmelia Lowe is asking, how can we help get him a vehicle, Jamel? I don't have the answers. I don't know. Maybe the BDC is guiding him on that. I don't know. But Kion, are you close to a vehicle?
So I'll put this out there as well. I'm working on getting a loan to get the vehicle. So it's just where's that loan coming from and what's going to be logistics around that. So once that happens, I guess there'll be an update. I mean, I always try to be as transparent as possible. So any update or anything regarding the business, I'll put on my Facebook page, that people can go like and follow and whatever. They get updates on that. But yeah, I'm working on it, just to say the least. Yeah.
You've got a support club. I'll go through a couple more comments. I know we got to wrap it up. Renee, Sherilyn, Simmons, Kion has an exceptional mindset of a great achiever. Bobby Singh says, we'll be more than happy to give you some tips on marketing. Love supporting entrepreneurs and small biz. Just know that you're a great role model for many others. And we'll end it with Connect. Island Empress Burgess says, I love to see this young black male Bermudan owning a business. That's why I started my business, to help people like him. I love this. Great interview, Jamal, as always. Kion, Deshun, if there's anything you'd like to say before you go. Go.
I'll let Deshun go first.
Well, I was just going to say to kids, don't be afraid to apply. I think that first hurdle for anyone starting a business is the biggest one. So just apply. Even if you don't make it in the BDC, it's definitely here to help you in any way possible.
All right, Kion.
Hello?
Yeah, anything final to say?
Oh, sorry. Cut off a bit. Yeah, I would say, I'll kind of emphasize what Deshun said and say, yeah, don't be afraid to apply. Don't be afraid to take that leap of faith in your business and in your ideas. Take everything on the chin and just keep moving. You gotta have thick skin to do business in Bermuda. So best of luck to anyone that's trying to do their own business. Just know I'll be rooting for you.
Absolutely. Kion, Deshun, thank you both so much. This was an incredible conversation.
Thank you.
Your story is one that we look forward to having you back next year as you enter the commercial space, your vehicle, and so on. So we're watching your growth, brother. Keep doing it. And Deshun, thank you and
appreciate
for what you do. No worries. Talk soon.
Thank you very much. Have a good one, guys.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
That was a very inspirational conversation.
No, seriously. Like, I need to ask him, does he have a truck license? Because I might be able to get him one just for learn.
Let's do it, Jack. That's what we're here
figure it out.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We have a giveaway. We have a giveaway winner from this weekend's trivia. We have that, and then we have the daily play. Got some daily inspiration for you. And you know what I realized, Jackie? You have a mug now. Liana didn't have a mug this morning, so you have to get Lee. Yeah, we have to get Lee her mug. But stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. Here's your commercial break, and we'll be right back.
I have my three children, a 27-year-old and an 11-year-old and a 5-year-old. I have to balance it out. I actually even stopped working Monday to Wednesday just so that I can put in time for the products and I put in time for my family. Because for me, my family comes first over anything. You know I have to run my business so that we can eat and everything, but my children come first. I let them even play a role when I'm making my products. Come on, get up. You can come help me mix it. Come help me put the label on it. So when we talk about inspiring your daughter or your children, I make my children get up there and see what it takes to run a business. Come on, Surrey. This brand, Surrey Shea & Co, is named after you. So you need to help me. You're gonna come, you can do this, put the labels on for me. You can do it. Even my little 4-year-old, I had him do it. Mommy, let me help. So I just let them help, and it teaches them the way.
All right. Thanks again to the BDC, Deshun Simmons and Kion Knights for that awesome conversation. If you enjoyed that conversation, you know what to do. Give us the thumbs up, a love, a like. Show some love for those gentlemen and the BDC for what they're doing. Incredible. Again, incredible. His business came out of like literally just pandemic crisis, an opportunity that he saw to solve a problem. That was amazing. So show him some love, get in touch with Kion. Keep in mind, as he said, it is only a one-man show, so ease him up, bear with him, but make sure you love and like. Again, just want to say that we are happy to have our new co-host joining us, Michaela N. I know you've probably seen her on some of her past jobs that she's done. She's a journalist, been in Bermuda for many years. So welcoming her onto the show. Trivia winner. So we had a question this weekend, Jackie. The question was, which of the following 3 DJs have been on the Daily Hour? And all you had to do was guess 2, and then you knew the answer was all of the above. So the answer was all of the above. Juggling Jason, DJ iBreeze, and Rusty G. All of them have been on the Daily Hour. And this week's winner was Danica Butterfield. So she'll be getting herself a mug and a gift voucher that will be confirmed by my higher ups after the show. But Danica Butterfield, give her a congratulations on winning this week's prize. Congrats to Danica. Daily playtime. Here's your daily play today. It's guess the famous quote. It's a keyword in here that's just going to help her out, right?
Is it?
Quote. I'd like to imagine that in order to beat me, a person would have to play almost perfect tennis. End quote.
Serena. No? I'm not too sure. Arthur Ashe.
Nope, you were close with Serena.
Oh, so Venus.
There you go. You went from Serena way back to before our lifetime. But anyway, Venus Williams said the quote, I'd like to imagine that in order to beat me, a person would have to play almost perfect tennis. A great way to think about it. Look, that means that, she's going to always be on her A game, playing her best game. So if you want to beat her, you have to do a level up. Appreciate the Williams sisters always. Mm-hmm. Any final words on today's episode, Jack?
Like I said, it's exciting to see one of our young Black males doing some great things out there, because, the stereotype that was incorrectly put against you guys. He is a great example of, resilience.
Indeed. No,
I wish him nothing but the best. He's going to be successful.
It's an incredible story and an incredible journey. And I think, I hope he understands how important what he's doing is. Growing up, it was always looked at as not something that we should aspire to do. Sometimes, and that's what I'm trying to get through to people about the whole St. Regis thing, right? Is we champion and celebrate people like Marcus Garvey and so many other heroes, but yet we kind of do everything opposite of what they preached, right? We can do better. We can do for ourselves. There are opportunities. This gentleman didn't sit back and wait for someone to do something for him. He took the bull by, what's the saying? Bull by the horn.
Bull by the horns.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you all know what I mean. He created opportunity for himself by fulfilling a need for people. And that's entrepreneurship. That's entrepreneurship, folks. He said to us, he had no experience in landscaping. That's entrepreneurship. So I wish him nothing but the best, and I hope that he is an example that so many of us can follow. I am not interested. I'm not in the business of looking at everything and focusing on the negatives. We have to find solutions in everything. And truthfully, sometimes we even need to be part of those solutions. Thanks again to Leanna. Welcome to the team. Incredible. Much better. Apparently, Phil really appreciated your weather. I'm not sure what happened last week. Phil's just a grumpy person, but thank you, Leanna. Welcome to
Don't talk about Phil like that.
Oh, I'm gonna talk about him. Jack. That's Jack's brother, folks. But appreciate Phil always. Appreciate Leanna. Thanks again to everyone. Kion, Deshun. I have a daily inspiration for you. Do you want it?
We want it.
All right. Here's your daily inspiration for the day. It always seems impossible until it's done. Nelson Mandela. Take that quote and do with it what you will. Thanks again to our incredible partners, Medical House, One Communications, and Linda's, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Jackie Lambert. I'm Jamal Hartman. My friends, make it a great day. Peace.